Hi everyone, it's Nicole and it's time for another Organize with me. So this is what I do. Just before I start, I go around my room and think what is bugging me the most, and that's what I'm going to fix. Well, last week we worked on that area, or 2 weeks ago, where I keep a lot of my photos, and a lot of the photos are in these boxes that I pick up, from the place where I get them developed. And I said at the time, oh, I wish I could get more just white boxes and then put the photos in there, and then they'll be organized and not be in those boxes anymore. Well, I found two that I already have here at home. So I'm like, you know what? I'll go through and I'll organize the pictures from 2023 from Lexi and just, the rest of the stuff. Now, I did put on that box 2023 and 2024 for Lexi just because, you know, it wasn't quite full. So, like this week, I'm going to get more photos printed and I'm going to put it in that box. Now, I have to say, I did divide them like pictures with Lexi and pictures not with Lexi, but I didn't divide them in months or anything like that. That'll be a project for another day. This cleared up, I think, 4 boxes. So that was pretty good. And I thought, you know what? I have probably 6 more to do from 2022, our big trip. And I thought that can be for another day. And I think that is sort of the reason of my success this time with actually getting my room cleaned and organized, because I'm not going up there and saying, I'm going to spend 8 hours, cleaning my room today. I just go up there and I choose little bites, what is really an eyesore or what is really bugging me. And I find it hard to find photos in these, especially. The trip is not so bad because I kind of divide it into days. So it's not bugging me as much. But these here, I found it really hard to find the pictures. So I'm so glad that I took the 10 minutes. That's all it took me, was 10 minutes to put those pictures in the boxes. Now this is the area we're going to fix. It's an Antonio container from IKEA, and it has a bunch of Project Life cards. But if you saw in behind it, I had like those little iris containers for photos, and that's where I keep all the stuff from my sewing machine too. And I wasn't planning on cleaning that too, but I do end up cleaning that area also, because getting these Project Life cards organized didn't take me long at all. I have this container from Close to My Heart, and it was already half full with Project Life cards. And here in this other containers, this other container, I had, Project Life cards just stacked up in a pile. And I'm like, why are they there all messy when they can be in this container all nice and contained? And if you look behind me up against the wall, you see an area that's empty. That's where that container goes. So it's going to be up on the shelf and it's going to be nice and put away. And then this container here is nice and organized now. So this is how it looks now. I have the Project Life, and then I have my sewing stuff, and I have my baby wipes all nice and organized. And then behind me, I had this spot here, and I was able to stack up those iris containers, and they're nice out of the way and nice and clean. Now this basket here, oh my goodness, it is so messy. So I take the basket and I move it onto my desk. Now this basket holds some 8x8 paper pads. And at first I thought, well, maybe I can move them somewhere else. But I decide to keep the paper pads in that basket. And then I end up just organizing the stamps that are in that basket. Now, once I take everything out, I was like, oh my goodness, there's some stuff that I already have other baskets for, like the thing that's closest to the screen. They're like screens, and I actually have a container that I have those in it. And I kind of showed you quickly, there is a stamp set from October Afternoon that has little piggies on it. And if you're one of my patrons, you know why I got so excited about those little piggy stamps, because Lexi is obsessed with pigs. And we can actually make her belly laugh like super loud when we show her videos of pigs, or when she goes to the zoo and sees the pigs. She just thinks they're so funny. So, obviously I got to make a page about that. So I'm just organizing the stamp sets, and that's when I see the screen. I'm like, hey, I have a basket that is just full of grunge board and those screen prints. So or screen, they're like templates, and I'm going to put those in there, and then I can put those back where they belong. I put the like stamps together, and then I have these stamps that are like girly stamps, and I'm like, ooh, I need to stamp those out and color those in with my Copic markers, because those are going to be really nice on a page, because they're nice and tall, and they're going to make a statement on the page. Now, these paper bags, I like using them on my layouts, but they were sitting on top of that basket and they're just messy. So I'm going to find somewhere to put those bags. And obviously, it was the right place, because when I opened that drawer, there was already some of those bags in there. So obviously that's where I'm going to go look when I look for some of these bags. And then I just arrange all the stamp sets, and I put that basket back, and I'm going to use that other container, and I'm going to put that back to where it belongs. Now, just to show, these things have been things that have been bugging me, and the Project Life totes and all that took me 5 minutes to clean up, and the basket of stamps took me 11 minutes to clean up. Now, this is the drawer that is right beside me, and it's probably the drawer that I open the most in my craft room. It's where, all my pens are, and markers and that kind of stuff. And look at the mess that it's in. And this is what took me the longest to clean up. This took me 27 minutes to clean up. And you want to hear something funny? I've been in this craft room for almost 8 years. I've never dropped this drawer, like opened the drawer and everything fell out. And of course, after everything was all cleaned up and everything was all organized, I went to open the drawer and the whole thing fell on the ground, like right after I finished cleaning it. So I had to kind of reorganize everything again. But it was okay, because I had gotten rid of a lot of stuff. Because what I decided to do, instead of just taking all the pens and putting all the pens together and all the markers together and all the white pens, I decided to take a piece of paper and I'm going to try out each of the pens, because there's nothing worse than, grabbing a marker or a pen and you go to use it and it doesn't work. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to take the 10 minutes it's going to take me to try out all these pens, and if they don't work, they went in the garbage. Now, the fun thing is, up until now, I did everything. I was cleaning what I could see, right? I would look around my room and say, okay, what is bugging me? And it needs to be cleaned up. And that's what I was doing. And I'm almost at that point now where I can say, hey, yes, I can still do some stuff that you can see, because when I was doing like the Project Life cards and the basket, that IKEA shelf up against my back wall, that shelf needs to be cleaned. And there's baskets up there that need to be cleaned and organized. And I'm going to get to those. But it's one of those things where now I'm at the point where I can say, well, I can do this thing. It's going to take me 10-15 minutes, and I'm going to do it in one day. And then the next day I'm going to do something, and I'm going to do 3 or 4 things, and then I can share with you guys. So I was like, you know what? Today I'm going to do that drawer because I knew that was going to be the one thing that was going to take me the longest because it was completely messy. Now another thing I'm going to say, I think next week I'll do the drawer that's on the other side, and it has a lot of those containers too. So a lot of stuff that I put in this drawer, like organized, I might shift them and, you know, put them in another drawer when we get to that. But today, that other drawer is a complete mess. So I didn't want to move stuff over, and it's like, then I'm going to have to clean that drawer. So I'm keeping that in mind, that I am going to maybe move, whether it's markers or highlighters or whatever the case may be. I might move some stuff to another drawer eventually and have all these drawers all nice and organized. One thing I definitely want to do is I have a label maker, and at some point I am going to be taking my label maker upstairs, and I'm going to put a label on all my drawers so that everything is labeled and everything will be organized. And believe me, I have tons of drawers that I need to clean. But if I just take little bites every week and do, the drawers are probably going to be my least favorite thing to do. And that's why I decided that I was going to start them this week, because I have so many of them. And I know at some point I'm going to be like, oh, I'm going to have to do 3 drawers. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why I thought, well, I'm going to do 2 other things that's not going to take me as long. And then I'm going to do a drawer. And then next week I'll probably do a drawer and then something else, that won't take me as long. And eventually I'll have this room all nice and organized. And another thing is, I'm going through these things, and if it's, if it was mixed media and if it was all hard, or, if it was paint and it was, there was no way I could recuperate it, I'm just going to throw things out. What's the point of having stuff around that you can't even use? So, be brutal when you do these things. If it doesn't work, if it's, just get rid of it. So I just sped up the video because, like I said, it took me a long time, but I just kind of separated like things with like things. And once I had tested all my pens, then it started to go really fast. And these drawers already had these containers in it. It's just that after 8 years, things never went back to the place that it belonged to. So it was kind of messy. And I put everything in the drawer. I put the drawer away. And about an hour later, I opened the drawer to turn my lights on, because that's that little remote that I have in there. It's to turn my lights on. And I opened the drawer way too open, and everything fell out. So just know I had to redo all of this again. It didn't take me as long because it wasn't completely messy. I just had to put like things with like things. But that's it. That's going to complete it for this week. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. If you're enjoying these videos, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.